Hi guys, welcome back to Tangled Roots. I'm your girl at Theresa. Moreover, you mispronounce my name. My name is not Theresa because you're using the first vowel and the other vowel, but that's a story for another day. Take class school, so it's Theresa.
Vai so kumana idai ne da piafwa
Jeans
skuru we short up
When we're putting on a jeans skate, not now. Up on serious business, so it's Theresa.
And I'm your boy Kunda Mibs. We're back again with another exciting episode 2. So if you missed out on the first episode, feel free to go to our YouTube channel and watch.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Don't forget to subscribe. Please.
yeah, it was very interesting and an excitement first episode we had. Regardless, it just been introduction and everything, but we had a blast. We can't wait for more.
And for me who likes talking, I even talk in my sleep. So and resting.
When I start talk timings and
Okay, so guys, today we're gonna be talking about a very sensitive issue. Sensitive topic. Can you please pass me a tissue? I feel like crying.
Tish queens, tish. The funny part is Mr. Go blam whatever tissue.
Well, you're supposed to. This is a part where you're supposed to play along. You just be like, oh, okay, I can give you my handkerchief. No handkerchief.
Funny enough, speaking of handkerchiefs, I think in about handkerchiefs. I think I have about 15 or so. But the surprising part is, apapene so shkwete ponedios.
No me ajusta.
Because yambishia sanga. So nyaba twafwale trosh wabikamo. Yine kairi fukuwasha kairi para bokorako. So dimbipa kuwasha waisanga so da bofia kwe. So yonse nda bofia fire new.
So rashta every time kushta.
Nakota sa robto akushta.
But Abakai, since it's very cold, so you are going to
Yada 15 days. Nachuka 9. Nachasta fenare ngira pa window. Leru kombo kwa boku mfatsi. Na kutala na kairi chongo panse ni stapui.
Nakuna timakota.
Bonse da vengira ni shwaishi batoka papera kosa. And the good part about this weather, fonte mwene kofesana. Takuri ati waliwa single, waliwa shano, kona bonse fena ituchita facts.
Kumana hii nefiempe po, ile tino kwikana pansi. Ile ingira mkati.
Kutwala manofu tuliranda. So, we said, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about a very sensitive topic. It's, people overlook this topic, and especially us Africans. Atwari kwa tovu afya. Umuntu, especially umuntu ngadilo. Tininsala bonfide badia. It's not always that. So today we're talking about depression. A moment of silence for depression.
Yes.
And we're back. Yeah, so we're talking about depression. Depression is very, very sensitive.
Hi, George.
It's very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
And as a victim of depression, do I call myself a victim? Now, if someone let's say
victim guys why sanga police at victim. Then I just had victim court cases.
Yeah. So depression, like I've been through depression.
Yeah.
Now you're just so depressed. I've been depressed before. And I think
So wait, like you've been depressed. Is it something that's like you've been depressed before, you're over it, or do you usually like encounter depression regardless you've been depressed before?
Okay.
Is depression is it like an ongoing thing that
okay, this time around when I'm depressed, I feel very sad when I don't have money. So guys, when you see me sad, just dash me some money. We la ane chififi. 500 kaya bachadi katanataka shakala mwana wanda mwana mpere shingi. Shikala mwana kwati.
Tuamia kama tears the
5 zaza. Yes.
Because this is like something that's really like wide,
yeah, It's really wide.
Yeah. And then we usually overlook it. It's something that we just consider to be a small thing, not knowing that it's something that's big and it's part of us, it's part of our journey. Yeah. And us being here, we're not saying we're doctors or therapists.
Nope.
Or shadow. Us, we're just going to talk about it from our own perspective, view.
What experience.
And our experience. And our neighbors' experience, our friends' experience.
Yeah.
Now our GoB experience. Once if Amade response if you experience
yeah, for me, like so like my daughter is depressed right now because number, Like she no longer has that thing. But the same guy said she'll find somebody like a pamoru, so you know.
Oh, kulanda usayini apana akaba but wali mudia number. You don't know management and can
What were you thinking about?
No.
You are going to hell.
No, I didn't.
You are going to hell.
But you are a bad boy.
You're a bad boy. You're going to. You were because why would you think of something like that? Or why did I even think of it myself? Anyway, back to the topic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, do you want to give a definition? A definition.
Okay, so there are a lot of definitions, and then let me just check one of the definitions, and then we can speak from our own definition.
Not the scientific. The psychological,
the medical one.
The medical one, yes. Not the medical perspective, but the Kunda Theresa perspective.
Yep.
Side.
The entangled one.
Guys,
it's not easy. So this one is saying depression. Depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. So this is the medical one. Again? So the medical one is saying depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and the way you act.
Okay.
So feel, think, and act. It affects everything. The whole three. So which makes it even now broad.
Yeah. Okay, so and looking at it, I'm going to talk about it in Nepalwandi on an African, Zambian, Theresa, family-wise, perspective. You know, there is one thing that we overlook.
Yeah.
Like you've said, it's an illness, right?
Yeah.
It's an illness, and then us, we don't see it as an illness. Mostly depression, we see it as a weakness. We see depression as a weakness. If somebody's depressed, especially about mamuna depression, mamuna nkukosa, umame anwadumu, umame. We all have feelings at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's not labeled as an illness. According to what I've experienced, it's labeled as a weakness. You are attention seeking.
Yeah.
It has a lot of things to it, you know. And which is not the case. Sometimes you need people that are going to understand you. Like in my case, people never took me serious because now I'm depressed. Then you are trying to hide it to the public.
Yeah.
You're trying to be the tough one. Then when you are alone, you are crying. You are crying, you know. So if only we can look at it at the point of it being an illness, it will be better. Because I'll talk of my experience, like from the things that I went through. And when depression kicks in, it doesn't look like because if it did, obviously it would be like we can
avoid it,
you know. Panono, you know, you just start feeling like you become unhappy. I became unhappy.
But it's possible to detect, like you can detect it from the word go that okay, this is depression or what, or maybe it's something that even yourself you can't even notice it or feel it to say okay, this is depression. Like
at first,
for you, how was it?
For me, at first I thought I was just like, how can I explain it? Not really depression, but I looked at it at don't judge me. I thought it was witchcraft. I thought it was witchcraft, you know, that thing of no, Lizzie, hey, Vandoa, hey, Mushi, Shanshan.
And it's always the ancestors. So we always put it on the ancestors.
Yeah. So at first I looked at it like it's witchcraft. And I would pray a lot. And mostly that's a solution that we're given, which is not always the solution. I'm not saying I'm not a witch.
No, it's a true fact.
I'm not a witch.
It's a true fact.
I'm a Christian.
It's a true fact.
I'm a Christian, but
it's not always about prayer. Yeah.
It's not always prayer, because me I used to pray a lot still. Rosary. Because I was in Cabo then. Mm-hmm. Yard, and our yard is big. So I would move around the yard. Like in the morning, I wake up, pray. In the afternoon, pray. Ichunguru. Yes, I have breakfast, lunch, supper. Breakfast, lunch, supper. To a point where my uncle's like, Akala, penaka. Yeah, because I was in my head, I was told that whenever you're feeling like that, you're supposed to pray.
Yeah.
It was helping, yes, in some way, but I needed something more than just prayer. And it started when, because I lost my parents, 10 years plus back. So I grew up with my grandmother. So that time I felt pregnant, and it wasn't planned, but I was careless. I can't say I'll blame it on anyone. I was trying to be careful, but I wasn't careful enough. And then my grandmother died, and then there's family, that thing. I'm like, am I going to manage? Because my grandmother is no more, and she's a last person that would support me. I know she was going to be mad at me, but eventually,
yeah,
you see. So that thing where I need somebody to talk to, and then the one that made me pregnant was working from far. So now you just have to talk on the phone. So now you find you are talking on the phone like the whole day because you need somebody to talk to. My friends were in school.
I'm on my way. I wish you were here.
Now I've gone to work, I'll come back. And then he will go in the morning, comes back 12 hours, just say, I've just come to have lunch, I'm going back. He goes back, there are another 4 hours, I'll be alone. I wait for him to come back in the evening. You just talk maybe 2 hours, he needs to rest because in the next morning he has to go back for work.
Yeah.
So it was, and my friends were in school. I was pregnant. My friends were in school. If you have friends close, like my friends, I trust my friends.
So for you, you were done with school before
I was done with college.
Then you got the baby?
Yes. Then God was like, you're not careful enough. I'll show you why. I'll show you. So, even when you want to talk to your friends, you call them, I'm in class, naraktumina. So I'd call them 02. I apologize. Mary, Josephine, Joyce, forgive me. I used to call them 02.
You are a bad friend.
I'm actually a good friend. That really helped me. So you find that I needed to keep myself busy. But at that point during the day, I had nothing to keep me busy. I had nothing to keep me busy. And I only have time maybe when my friends are free, I'll feel a bit fine. And then when they closed school, they would come, talk to me. But, they can't talk to me enough.
Yeah.
Until one of my aunties asked me a question. Are you okay? Yo, yeah. And that thing when you're crying and then somebody tells you, not you kurira. You know how
By then it was noticed that you were pregnant?
Yes, they already knew.
Oh, okay.
The depression kicked in when my pregnancy was visible.
Oh, okay.
When everybody could see it. Because my grandmother died and then I gave birth 2 months later. Yes. She died in November. In November, both my parents died in November. So it was like, like it's coming back. Grandma on the 3rd, mom on the 9th, dad on the 13th.
So you're not a fan of November?
I hate November, and my husband was born in November. Imagine.
What a coincidence booster.
What a confidence monster.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, maybe it's of good cause.
Yeah. It is somehow, but I don't like November. I only like it on the day my husband was born, but the
rest of the day.
It has terrible memories. Yeah. So when one of my aunties asked me, and that she asked me after I gave birth, like after I delivered, after Nafia number say Theresa, are you fine? Arona Lilla.
Theresa, I want to catch up. What was the actual reason for you depressed?
Okay, so the reason why I was depressed before I fell pregnant, right? The same auntie that asked me, "Are you okay?" I was supposed to go and do another course out of the country. I was supposed to go and do another course out of the country, and then I had plans for my future where, okay, at this age, I want to do this, I want to do this. I was having unprotected sex, yes, and consequences came in that I never wanted. I never wanted to fall pregnant. And my falling pregnant, it's like most of the things in my life shook. Like, I lost my job because then I was working. I lost my job. I lost my grandma. Like, nothing was moving in my favor. And I had family members that would say, hey, ala chimona, So family is supposed to support me. And sometimes if I tell other family members that were there that I'm not okay, they'll link it to, obviously, me. Obviously, now I'm dumping. Being Ma's father is not Zambian.
Mm-hmm.
He's Ghanaian. So, Dimbi butuka. Aba, my friend, a best of a pair of Yamafumubaya. And that kicks in now. You imagine now if he doesn't pick up, that they'll be like, yo, Mwelesa, I'm finished.
But then the chishinka. Na parada.
So you're saying that in short, the majority contributor for depression was your family?
Yes. 100% yes. I'm saying yes, full confidence, because
with your chest up high.
Yes.
But how did you how did you go about it? Like, how did you in the process of your journey and all that?
For me, again, it's family. So it's again my family. There are 3 people that are always, they are more, yes, but those, they were like so close to me. Because if it's my uncle, was like, no man. I was even told to leave Kabwe. Leave Kabwe, you're going to run mad. My uncle and his wife.
But you were in the process of going mad?
I used to talk to myself, like, loudly. Like, I'm walking.
So I did pena literally.
I went at pena. Because if I look at the photos, I'm like, damn, is this me? Is this really me? Like, nothing was making sense. So what was the whole purpose of looking nice or taking care of myself? The only thing that I never wanted to give up on was my child. Because, that girl has been through it throughout my pregnancy. Yeah. So that led to my depression. I needed support from my family. Yes, I know as Africans, when you fall pregnant, now save your family, now but at some point I needed them because they all knew I was so close with my grandma. Like, she was my backbone. Nimbambo, ni 4 na 5. We would argue, but we'll always come back together. And then some were happy that she's not there. Now I'll suffer. Which really broke me, because I'm like, how are you happy that I'm suffering? Why? Until my aunt looked for somebody to counsel me.
Or even you went?
Yes.
You went counseling?
Yes. Because every time, like, I would break down a lot, but people outside there, I would hide it. I would smile. To people that don't know me, I would smile and all. But when I'm alone, I used to cry a lot. I would sit in bathtub, lila. Because even in the house, before I left Kaba, I was with my niece. So you find that I'll just give her my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the bathroom, I turn on music, I cry, I scream. And also crying would help me calm myself down. I'll calm down, but again, just like that, until I was cancelled.
And I feel like, again, like on my part also, I feel like that's something that I struggled with, or kind of struggle with still, opening up.
Yeah, because opening up, you open up. We never go and I'm depressed. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think that
well,
we need to think that
Tembo.
you got it.
So I feel like for us, it's the biggest. That's like the biggest. One of the biggest aspects. Apart from the other aspect that I have for us, the men, I don't know about like you guys, but the other point that I have, it's a valid point, but it's not common or talked about. But yeah, it was not valid, so you should remind me. I'll talk about it. That's not understanding and around. One of the biggest aspects that causes depression in us guys, for to overlook, kuchuka. Kuchuka kuchuka. Mteso kuishi. Unasema hapa. Mago bram kuishi kuchuka.
Ukuchuka nishi.
Leo is not kuishi kuchuka. I'll come back.
Now, why is he laughing?
He knows. Because he knows. I don't know, she kind of go.
What is ukuchuka?
Hey, as you were saying.
Don't leave me in suspense. You are not going to do that. You're not, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who wants to know ukuchuka. A lot of people want to know what ukuchuka means. Let me put a reminder. Let me get a reminder. 2 minutes.
That's undone. Because Nakwena, it's a topic. It's large.
Yeah. So I think that really helped me, and I'm grateful for those family members. And
so, but like, how did you differentiate if it wasn't just sadness, if it wasn't bad luck, or it was just depression? Because there's like a big fight between bad luck, or maybe life is teaching me something, and just being depressed.
Okay, so I differentiated that in 3 ways, right? Bad luck. You can only call it bad luck if everything, like even when you try something, it's not working out.
Yeah, it feels.
Right? I could say it never left me. Like a short sadness, like I just feel sad. You know why? Okay, today I just don't feel like talking.
Yeah.
It wasn't that, because it was always in me. Even if I'm with my friends, I can have the moment of the best time of my life, but it will be there in me. It's always with me. You know, and then I couldn't say it's bad luck, or it's generational, or no, because if it was that, I think even now I would have it. I would have still had it.
Oh.
But I reached a point where
so now you have a clear mind as now.
And another thing and I wanted to forget one thing. The biggest thing that helped me also was TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Was depression. The time depression kicked in, that time kind of COVID.
No, during the COVID.
Yes. So TikTok also helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. The counseling, TikTok, and my friends. I can't overlook my friends. They were not giving me money though, but they helped me.
So TikTok, yeah, because I've heard a lot of like people that have been heartbroken. It's not
TikTok really helps.
TikTok, number we say, the free on apps, no offense, no offense.
So I might know some. If you had to take yourself back the day you discovered that you're depressed, what would you do different, like to avoid the whole trauma that you went into, crying, everything? What would you do different now?
Okay. I think what I would have done then, what I should have done after waiting for so long, about 2-3 years, I think was stop feeling sorry for myself. I was feeling so sorry for myself. If I didn't feel sorry for myself, if I just, like, was bored enough to say, okay, I'm going to fight this, it wouldn't have taken that long. It wouldn't have. It was going to be like maybe
So now, somebody who is depressed, do they need to talk to someone? Do they need to just say that, let me stop feeling sorry for myself. I put myself in this situation. Let me remove myself in this situation. Like, I know you're not a professional, but I just want to ask, like, because now, that life is a perfect teacher, right?
Yeah.
So you have learned something that you experienced. So I'm trying to be best to, maybe there's somebody out there watching who just got pregnant and then they lost most of the opportunities.
They're going through the same thing.
They're going through the same thing. So what would you just tell them right now to say, like, this is what you need to do? Do you need to see a therapist? Do you need to go for counseling? Do you need to accept this or what? Like, I don't know how you went through it, so you'd advise better.
Okay, so what I can say is ngana mkwata, especially ngana kwata wafyasha bana kash, very important. Wafyasha bana kash bari judgmental, but they are mostly the emotional one. They are mostly emotional. Like when you tell them something, but you and I was, but they'll keep thinking. And wafyasha, so they are not like, oh, come dear, what, Shan? They'll act like they're tough, but inside they'll try and look for solutions. So if you have somebody to talk to, please talk to somebody. Don't just when you're alone, you even start thinking of yourself.
You can always talk to me.
Yeah, you can always talk to me. I won't tell anyone. I'll just tell my husband, Kunda, Maya. They won't tell anybody. Kunda, are you going to tell anybody?
Who said no?
Yeah. So don't talk to people that are loud mouths, because they're going to twist your story and you become more depressed, because they will tell somebody that will come back and tell you, and that will eat you up. And that is the problem that we're having now. You find that somebody comes to my inbox, I told this person, and this person went to tell that person, now they're laughing at me. And even me, I told somebody went to tell those same people that were making it worse, and those people came back and laughed at me, and so at least find somebody to talk to that you trust, somebody that you trust. You talk to them, explain yourself. Sometimes even strangers, maybe they're the best people we can talk to, Not always abantu quite no family change. It's right, family don't for nobody. Yeah. Family, what do you do for a living? So that they can determine the level of respect they can give you, which is not supposed to be which is not the way it's supposed to be, like, So find somebody to talk to if you can afford a therapist. Because me, I never, like, the counselor, I can't say I'm the one who paid for it. My aunt is the one that paid for that, because I couldn't afford it.
So it worked for you?
Yes.
So it does work?
It does. Okay, I think TikTok, putting everything together, it worked quicker.
Oh, okay.
For me. But others, it takes longer. It's a process.
So wait, like, is it something that you can do on your own if you want to?
That one, yes, I'm sure, because sometimes, there are things that you need somebody's opinion. Yes, it's not always that you need someone's opinion, but sometimes at least why you see, it's not always that you just have to work. It will start eating you.
Yeah.
Depression in bacteria. If you don't take antibiotics, you can't add your pano. I don't know if I'm making sense with what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, so you can't add your pano. And you need to take antibiotics for you to feel better, for you to recover from that bacteria. So even depression, you need to keep yourself busy. Don't isolate yourself. And that's the moment I stopped isolating myself, skin tone yasamba change. Number no kuinako. At some point, the way some of the family members were asking me, are you okay? Like, I would tell that maybe there's something wrong in or in my blood. Like, there's something wrong, So, counseling, TikTok, I would make videos in a day. I post 10 continuous. Find time to go out and meet my friends. Not to water, because mostly say, but remember, when you are sober, it will come back to you. So you need to find a permanent solution that is going to help with that condition.
Okay, but sometimes I know depression there's like the possibility of like depression running in your family. Like family me and I feel like the sago
You know about that in my generation inheritance. So those things you need to, because that's one thing my mom used to tell me. As you start having your own family, start breaking those things. Start breaking those things like generational inheritance. At least the positive one you can inherit. Now looking at if okay, I won't say it. I wanted to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to lie at the ifuma. Yeah. For a the ifuma. But you know,
So, like,
looking at
it has nothing to do with your background, your status, your parents' status.
for me, in Nepal it's a mind. It works. Depression works with the mind. It works with the mind because whatever you believe in, it comes to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you believe in, it comes to pass. So number
No, Kwajaba.
let's
You know.
enough about it. Enough about me. Let's talk about you.
You know.
Because even now, I'm depressed.
Nina Cafe.
You look depressed.
It's cold.
Do you need some water?
No, it's really cold. I'm freezing, guys.
And he's freezing.
Mm-hmm. I need a warmth. Not a jack for.
From a woman?
Nah. So
It's not convincing.
So let me talk about what I wanted to spare.
Not got our blankets, talk bed.
Still, like, paper fair of a cheek, you know.
But not your chuck for.
Yeah, crowd for them, it's okay.
Yeah, cuddling.
No, but for the payment for Kunuma.
Do you enjoy that though?
No, I can't relate.
You can't relate.
Yeah,
I've never experienced it. Are you sure, guys? Kunda has never experienced that.
No, I have, but kulaba tsipako kwesha ambo kulala.
Mambo kulaba.
Yambo kula shita glitch level.
Kulaba here or maybe.
So. My God, male for this talk.
Okay, I don't know about you, but okay, at the moment it's not happening. It's not happening because there's somebody in between. So, but before that, obviously, no, but mwana kumva face sound ya mwana there. Because yeah, I for one I don't believe in baby coats.
What's that?
Oh, okay. I'm too African to have that.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that.
Oh, so gang.
Let's talk about you.
So
let's
talk about the term kuwajaba. You know, this is something that affects us as men, but it's more normal. So in English, we call it masturbation. Kuwajaba.
Did you hear that, guys?
Of course. It's one of the things that make.
Hold on.
Yes.
You remind me when you say the word masturbation. You remind me of the time I was in school, right? I was in grade 8, so we're learning about incubation. So there was a time there was no teacher. There was this friend of mine talked about the word masturbation. That's the first time I heard of it. And then in grade 8, then this other guy was like, what's masturbation? When she said masturbation, everybody was shocked. So me, I was there.
Teacher.
there was no teacher then. Then she was like, when you get, because she was female, when you get fingers and then you
That's in grade 8.
In grade 8.
She was a pro.
She was. You were. You know yourself.
Wherever you are, hit me up.
So I was shocked. So that other girl, there was this pretty girl. No, she's not your type. Trust me, she's not your type.
But she's big.
She is.
Yeah, I like them big.
Not big as in big. She's big.
Like big.
She's big.
Not in this economy. Okay,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, so she said that. So there's this pretty girl, like she's very pretty. She was very pretty with dimples, light, and
Fine, petite.
you know, and she never used to talk a lot.
Type fair and fair in
So there was a time our science teacher was teaching us about incubation. The incubation of the chicken and all feathers and beak, like labeling the chicken, the beak, so she talked about incubation. So she gave us a test. She said, "What is incubation?" Then this pretty girl goes to write at when you get 2 fingers and you start finger. So the teacher came into the class and she read it to us. She was like, "When did I teach you that incubation is this?" So me, I got it. I was like, "Oh, that girl said masturbation and incubation.
Oh, so
how is it linked to each other?"
She confused the two.
She was punished because she didn't know, but she was punished for it because you know how teachers are, how we teachers are. We think like, okay, man, she's trying to be funny. I don't forget that. Then I started paying attention because my brother now was like, I like that girl. I was like, yo, you don't want that girl because
she's a pro. Who teach you things.
Okay, let's go back to intro. I think Kuchuka.
Kuwajaba. It has so many terms.
Kuwajaba.
I can go on and on and on and on. Kuru saka baranda shan. Bagob tamay shabal saka of bairanda. I'm sure there should be a table.
Kuwajaba. Uchuka. I'm going to tell my husband that, babe, today you are going to Uchuka. If you ask me for the definition, okay, man. It says...
Why do you do that? Bless your hands.
Bless you.
It's a finishing grip of your hands.
So now, how is that linked to depression?
So usually, so I came across this reading documentary that's simplifies or that elaborates more about this. So it says usually we enter into depression because of the same ukuwajaba, because it's something that becomes spiritual.
Okay, wait. I think I'm a little bit lost. You fall into depression if you become obsessed with masturbation, or if you're not masturbating. Let's use kuwajaba.
If you're
not kuwajabaring,
go addicted,
or if you become addicted to wajaba.
Yes. So the addiction.
Have you wajabared before?
Lord have mercy.
Answer my question. Have you wajabared before?
You know, I was at the boarding school, right?
So that's a yes.
I was at the boarding school. So I boarding school kula batsi. Of course, kula bafata namkwata kufika ka pro karemishimikira like
Number back my boarding school, you don't need wajabaring. Nowadays there's my guy.
Yeah, nowadays, yes, but like during our time, because you know it's risky having a bestie more memno but best friend. But you know, okay, yeah, we still have innocent people. Like I'm one of them. I'm still innocent.
Really?
Yes.
Let's go back.
If you have machine, I can stand on it. Yeah, so you know the mostly I'm a guy is quite about in beef lafine, but they shmikano.
So now you're curious, you want to try.
Yeah, so that's why the biggest mistake comes in when you become too curious and you want to feel or try. So you become addicted, and then in the process, the addiction starts leading you to depression.
But I don't know. I don't know if I read it somewhere or I heard it somewhere that wajabaring increases your lifespan.
In years?
I don't know. I just read it somewhere. masturbation increases your lifespan. I don't know if that's true or not.
Mr. Gob, engage.
From what I know, or from what I've read as well, is first of all, we need a terminal to verify with this.
Yep.
But what I know is that it reduces risk of prostate cancer for me.
Damn.
Or rather, just having sex because determine uses prostate cancer. But I'm not saying provision. I am not sure about it.
Let
us know.
and not hear that, please.
Let us know, please. If you have information, come forward.
Okay, it's not proven. So even if he hears it, it's not proven. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So mostly it's something that eats you up. Mukati ofamusangira fati abantu abengi aba bafati ali bafeeka tafuma pansi, like ali bafe isolated. The only thing they will think of pakuwajaba fe apa wawajaba foot again after push I become miserable foot. You start
I'm worried.
Worried about who? Well, you're saying worried and you're looking at me. What do you mean you're worried?
Oh, why are you guilty?
Why are you looking at me?
Why are you guilty? Why are you guilty?
Because you said you're worried and you kept looking at me.
I'm talking to you. What do you want me to look at? Do you want me to look at the ceiling?
Look at in the camera there.
Okay, let me look at the plant.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Hey, why are you worried about the plant?
I'm worried. Because my brother.
So, I was just saying, it's one of the facts in us men. So the other thing is, we finna kumpash. And the other thing for us men, because I feel like depression, I feel like us men tunakuwa more depressed than nimwe cash, because the pressure, most pressures fall on us, you know. Grade 12. I think upon a life yambira palapeno because I push a grade 12, and then you're looking forward to what's next in life. Of course, kulabati to even pass no by 25 years.
I tell you, that one gives us pressure.
Yeah. Kamadam pamba fapa. Unkataka na kavits pamba fu. Why believe sha? And then things are not going according. And for us men, you have any pressure kwebati, especially in a nama pressure to wika mosana kwebati. Umu inoma na kashare endra fe. Iwai tuntumbo amkonka. Nakasunka ufi. No can I get your number?
2 days later, I'm asking for a favor.
I'm a pressure yamba. So as a guy, when I ingira number, I'm thinking number to say, will I manage? Gotta find some resources and all that. So you're ever thinking of, like, you know, I don't know for Bambi one time not pona depression because toka nya pof.
Erora temoa.
Trena pati love.
Kaidi, wa una magero ngamfuate kumtemoa.
Temoa coin. Leve pa for muntu.
Ala temoa you guys montena ala temoa.
Alisheta.
Ngabam love. Kuwa fe monamo.
Often to be depressed if finish. What the muisha? But that's lifestyle is a point. You get depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many things that I can outline, but for me, on my part,
Mamuna Samarila. That song by
Abel Chungo, Mamuna Samarila.
Yeah.
Mamuna Samarila. It's just that I have a bad voice. I've sang it like ABC.
But do you think that's the right thing though? Like Mamuna Samarila, is it right for a man to be strong just because a man is not supposed to cry?
You know, growing up, we're taught to be strong, regardless of any challenge, circumstance. And then we usually have that mindset, say, of like, oh, okay, if I break down, like, okay, but not knowing that the moment you just accept something, a solution. Because sometimes there's that saying, "Oh, na ibinoko somewhere, obalandachi." We need to differentiate between a warrior and a superhero. So mostly we are warriors, but trafafo kuibika kwati we know superhero. Because a warrior knows where they supposed to end. Like they know their limitation. Nanaperapa, I can't go beyond this. But a superhero is someone that is up for challenges, you know. This battle, you're up for it. So I feel like we need to be a warrior whereby namo natoka papena payako sapa. Let me reach out. Boy, inevent tapata vrenda bueno so. Anomba Theresa ngama situation yakwe bati. People are now committing suicide.
Yeah.
Because of who?
Era mina abafula kuipaya.
Amalava na.
Nilavye. Ten nendarama. Because the economy.
There's some.
You know, now we are those aunties and uncles that are supposed to be giving children money. Now we are termed as the stingy aunties and uncles because we don't have.
I'm still a yama. I'm still being called. Yeah, I'm still being called a yama. But I hope soon I'll be called an uncle.
Very soon, you will definitely.
At least nashaka kateng kwacha filafine. Abana washita kwa ma goodies.
So but have you? How did you know that apanumba initi brejoni?
So for me, I think the me on my part, it's that thing whereby most of the things weren't going how they were supposed to be going. Fidawa, you know, wapushe skulu. You know, I think like for me, my biggest depression breakdown was job seeking, job hunting. That thing whereby you've been applying, and then you keep asking yourself, like, okay, like what's happening? Like, you know.
That was after college?
Yeah, that was after college.
And I think, you know, if we had known earlier that sometimes it's not always about college.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nothing beats education. But I would have just done it for the sake of you need the paper.
Yeah, very important. You need to go to school. Yeah?
Yes, you need
then afterwards, you know, even if things are not going well, but at least each paper now quarter, you never know. Things will fall because not everyone is meant to succeed through education, you know. Yeah. But education is just
some of you are meant to be rich through business.
Exactly. And then kwa feda before kwa na business nga tuamba fa papene mairona tua.
Ine. Kuwa straightforward.
Because ine fya kupinda ine kwa tishaba.
Wata fya kupinda. No ruse. You are by but if the thing that you do la fe simbo sheko.
I know kuna fuita feda kwa tishe na chifukushina fuita fata isunge fe mpie. So I think business strong-hearted.
You are meant to be a boss.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I receive.
I receive a boss whereby maybe bale kulanga fya ma book shan ni bookkeeping, book balance bale kulanga so boss apato endela pa so you know.
So for me, let me just conclude with how I overcame everything, and I'm still in the process.
So it's just job hunting.
I think the biggest was job hunting, and then the other thing, okay, basically it because I feel like umuntu ufinyefe wabafe occupied with something to do, because in that process I never used to have like a lot of things to do, and then I had a small circle. I feel like I know in the same process of like COVID, that's how I started engaging myself in social media, a bit by bit, and regardless being an introvert, I tried to say, okay, let me just try. Because even in school, I had the sports. I think in school I had like less than 5 friends in college. I had less than 5 friends in class when I spoke for machine. Like okay, I'm an imbecile, but the rest is because I never used to talk to them. Energy quite.
Mavome ma classmates bakwakunda. Mama alimuishiva nga mama ta udaneo kun.
Labda tabanchi. Bali nkonga sana mana. Kwele konga sana mana. Kona ma lectures. And I mix up on afro rock for. Because I like my life, I've moved from boarding school. Like boarding school wasn't enough because quite about me. Na pakore is not paying we just had one lady in class. So my whole life I've just been surrounded by niggas.
So you see me to be a nigga?
You're my nigga. You're my homie.
Yes, I know. I'm your homie. But when you look at me, I'm like, guy.
Hey, if I'm a pressure on guy. So that may know as a guy.
Yeah, okay. So apart from it's just strictly job hunting, nothing else.
Yeah, that was the biggest because I tried by all means to avoid certain things like being like dating. I used to avoid dating by all means. Kwa hivyo fati ngambo kulanda kuno mwana kashuwa mwana fya chama signs yambo kulidinga kulia my love you short butuka because nareti because narishi bati if that stuff effective and more. And then apart from that, there was also a period I started trying out cannabis. You know, as a guy, I can't have a certain stage whereby ufinge for a paper coffee. One for coffee kakachamba. You should paper magobine.
What at cock shave?
As now it's in the past. I no longer do that. If you have a machine, I can stand on it. Pure.
You know, fun.
But you know that Gob has never smoked before.
Is that true though?
Very, very true.
Like his whole life, he has never smoked.
I feel like can I call myself a gangster? Do I qualify?
You smoked before?
Yeah.
Just to add on what Kunda was saying about as his experience, there's a lot that I can actually relate to personally. And one of the things is, the standards of a guy have already been set. You are the provider. You are supposed to do this. So even as you are growing up, you'd hear stories of whereby, life, you understand? So you have set expectations in your mind. So it's a point of whereby you do everything you're told to do. Then you reach the end of the road that he told you, and then you find that it's nothing.
It's totally different.
Nothing to what he told you. So now you have to now start thinking backwards and trying to figure it out. So you're thinking backwards, and then you would see your friend probably in the same school or something, and then they're happening. Is it like you're jealous of them? No, it's just that you start wondering yourself, why are things not happening for me? Like, why is it happening in this way? Why is it not happening that way? I've got a story I could share, but not today. Another day. Like,
I'd love to hear it.
It's because me I had the privilege to go and study abroad. All right. All right. So
instead they start to tell us to you just start putting us one by one.
Exactly. So you see, I went abroad. Probably I gave some other people pressures, but when I went abroad there, trust me, it was a whole different ballgame there. You understand? Like there are challenges of which people never talk about. Mm-hmm. Okay, just one example I can give you. If you are here in Zambia and then you go broke and you don't have food, you can just get on the bus, go home to your mother's house or your guardian, have a shima, and go back to your class. But if things go wild abroad there, you're alone.
You're on your own.
Pretend what would you
That's the thing. It's a foreign country. You won't be allowed to do that. Like, it's a different ballgame. So you find that so.
No, Shiru got a license.
Okay.
You're giving yourself access to being deported, no man.
Exactly. It's because the thing is, you're in the streets. The streets are so clean. What I can pay. So it's another thing. So to some extent is that every level you reach in life, there's always something that you'd always look up to. So I think personally the way I just worked my depression backwards, or rather like how I work backwards, is like, okay, what do I have now, and what can I work with now, and let me just improve myself on being better tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
And that mentality actually really helped me to like book out of the situation and just said, let me be better than myself than I was yesterday. Just like that. But otherwise, the moment you just open your eyes, open the window, try to look to the other side, you're gone. You're gone.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that amazing experience, expression. So as I was saying, I eventually do smoking due to peer pressure, because peer pressure is one of them for us guys also. Because you're in a group of people, and then they're doing something they're taking substances, and then wala mleka kwati ngawakana wala mleka kwani kembo. Guy anyway. So in the process, one thing that we usually forget or that we overlook is what totally, like, once for each and every person were totally different as an individual. Because I still have a friend. We used to do the same substances together, but at the moment is not mentally fit, because maybe in a brain you're not as strong as the way my brain. If I say, okay, if I put it in that token of IKF, but study for like
normal.
normal on fika ko win. Te shit. But start with normal. I can put pain in Dandide. If you're watching my brother, it's not me. I'd say this.
No, it happens.
Yeah, but it's something that normally maybe we pray if he comes back to his.
Okay, how is the situation? Is it that Ishiro Arapena, or maybe it's something that it needs
but he's undergone rehab, I think, twice. There's certain things that when we if you're willing, there's certain things like the way the depression starts with yourself.
Everything starts with yourself.
Yeah. The moment you just say that, okay, no, this is not who I am, this is not me, you start to work on yourself and start to work around what's causing and everything, you become better. Number and then you continue
if
ama substances tuma junta twice or two percentage taishi bikona bwino
twakufina tulia
kuperanga kale twaperene, because that yali ni style
tulia, because they were all over. Quite a competition at not doing. It was one. What I remember, I saw it on the news. Somebody died.
That was in Kabwe. I think that was in Kabwe. The person died. Then you go to the 10 to there, and you lose out. You lose your life out of peer pressure and everything.
Yeah.
So I think for me that how I managed to get out of that situation that I was in is my mom found out that because I had a camera, so while this was like chilling and all that, so when I got home, I think one of my elder siblings snitched on me.
As someone about a camera.
And
they did not snitch. Is it a he or she?
I don't buy size for man.
But they didn't snitch. Actually, they cared. They were worried.
So what happened was, after they showed my mom, then the next morning, they told the next morning for lunch today. Quite for lunch push. Oh, I'm paper. No kind of
paper. Not praying.
Kaidi mule tsidi la shana kwa so para fe renga phone shit
mshanga
fo tre pomba la pomba kaida
pomba na kula studio.
I was very
mavika kuna kutu
nina ngana ka pomba so takare shimapo Can you feel profit?
Wale ka rolling ako last or wale ka pamate.
Really na advanced na then like I could get na nanga want if upstairs one fiesta anyway.
It's don't do that.
Don't try this at home.
You are going to ruin your own life.
So that's how she found out. She approached me. No, paper.
How old were you then?
That was after finishing secondary. Used to be 16, 17, but for now, no. So the moment someone else from your camera, I was like, oh my god.
Nafwa.
So after lecture, so that when she came back from work, that was like in the evening. And then the next day, she was like, oh no, then when she came back again, she was like, okay, tomorrow. And therefore, I can't about kind of some town. We do one or two things. It's like, okay, cool, sharp. Then the morning of night, for 2 hours, I'm town. So, like, Kunda and I'm town. The first things we mark Koti, Shanoko, na Pahai Court, somewhere there. So, for that, Buffett or connect up a court. What's happening? Kwa shorty, na chikasaranga cha isa babambo kufunya banani kanena shile chikap shirasara puka badeki kwa sasa badeki babiri
Yo.
madam huyu
Your own mom.
fraro de chef iraine Jesus aro de che Judas. You sold me. Where's Shamayo? Exchange baposha lokuposhanya enu kwini sanja fati wala ntubinanga wapuisha kupuisha enshi. That's how she left. So fina shana nama guys wabiki bamba nokulanda ero akakare mune kaka kama cha akatakana cha sana pepa mino shide mune kashane shano. So for to already 9 hours yadira. That's where nama calls bamboko isura for to angira nam court. And then I was shocked to find that Pogobare Teremukasaranga, there were even females being caught with the same weed and smoking. There were suppliers. So the whole process was just teaching me the consequences of if chitikanga bakuikata. Because I got to see ofu abantu bari bachita sentence ofu bari bapera emilandu shan koshano. Then the moment fe naf minem court nasa chitafe punch swat
Kaleza njazi sizakabwezapo
abantu nga bale pepa nkalada bafata so bale pepa baya because I learned it in that way. For me, that's how I managed to run away from being addicted to
you were even addicted?
No, in the process, because iramba yabakwazi normal routine, like daily routine, it becomes a normal thing with your friends and all that. Because maybe if I'm a junkie or I don't know, boko yaba and all that. So that also helped me in the process of because usually when you do drug substances, you become depressed. Because waramba nombukola tontonganya to say fintunis tafirendera in the right way and all that. So that was also one of the challenges that I had and I overcame. And yeah. And then apart from that, I ended up just engaging myself in church activities. I became very committed. Yeah, and then that also helped me. There are certain challenges that came whereby to say no, you are a leader of church. So our church in Gawakumona. So avoid it and know that. So in the process of question, I'm avoid certain things. So I would just love to encourage each and everyone to say, just try by all means to engage yourself in several activities. Several activities. Even if you can't avoid being alone, but be busy. because the night mind is Baranda and the night mind is of the
Perception.
ears. So you start thinking of like, okay, and then the other best thing you can do is accept your current situation.
Stop feeling sorry.
Yeah.
That one is very important. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It has happened, yes.
It's for a cause, yeah. It's for a cause to teach you,
Accept it,
to build you.
Find a solution. A solution is not always money. Sometimes it's a word. Sometimes it's a lot of things, you know. The moment you accept and say, okay, fiashtika, what can I do? You know, even if I was feeling sorry for myself, I don't know. By now, Katuishi. I think if you're I don't know. Honestly. So accept it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've concluded your part on how everything went according.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I accepted. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I went for counseling. I kept myself busy. I used to do a lot of TikTok. All those is what helped me. Even now, it starts to kick in. Sometimes, yes, I cry, but I'll be like, So I keep myself busy.
I think for me, as at now, the only thing that is helping me or that's keeping me going is upon a number of folks to me, I feel like in whatever situation on a sangam of it, I'm like, okay, maybe it's of a cause.
Are you still depressed?
Time, okay, for me, I'm in the process. I'm taking things step by step. I can't say it's because it's something that in a pressure as a man. Yeah, and then you have to be financially stable. You have to, have a job. You have to at least be doing something.
But I've been fair change and 50-50.
Yeah, upon 50-50, been trying to change up, But as a guy, I feel like the pressure for to have quite tough. So I usually just tell myself to say, it's part of life.
Yeah.
And then
I think what you are saying is true. Like for you men, because I remember when my husband and I were dating, I was given all that princess treatment.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was a time when I fell pregnant, he got sick, much fuba, and he couldn't run because of his career. His career requires him to run. So he couldn't run and he fell into depression, but he couldn't say it. So you find that I would see it through him, but he would say, no, it's not that. It's like he would try to hide it. He only accepted it after Maya was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That, okay, yes, I was depressed. I've been depressed all along and all. So I was like, you could have spoken. You could have, bruh, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm here.
So we can conclude in how many minutes? Okay.
So maybe we can read through the some of them. I remember putting up a post that was last month, and the questions I asked were, how have you dealt with depression, either in the past or currently? Then the second question was, what was the most challenging aspect of your experience with depression? And the comments, I feel like the whole of
a lot of people are going through a lot.
Yes, the whole lot of I think most of the people on TikTok, most of the people in the world, the country, in our families are going through a lot. So one of the comments, this came from a guy. It says, up to now, I don't know how to handle it. It just keeps on building and building, and this is dangerous.
Yeah, very.
You need to find a solution.
Talk to someone.
And then somebody says, I've not dealt with it. It yet I've not dealt with it yet, but the impacts it's causing is real. I get suicidal sometimes. That's dangerous. Baby girl, you have to come and talk to me. We are friends.
Reach out.
And
That's why this platform is here for you. Like,
we'll
this platform is here for you guys.
talk. But so we'll talk on the phone just. Just to let everything go and leave what's coming in God's hands. This is positive. Can't even type, but crying. Whoa. Currently, I don't have the energy to type, but if there was a VN option, I would go for that. But again, it doesn't change anything. I deleted Habi's number, blocked him everywhere, changed the daughter's name, and still cry indoors when I'm alone. Whatever I'm going through, I need to heal. This one I will inbox you myself because you need to heal for the sake of your child.
Yeah.
And then this one, my baby daddy left me with a 3 days old baby.
Yo.
And a fresh operation. I'm a C-section mother. My baby is 2 months now, but I'm dying inside. And every day. Eesh. I didn't see this. It has given me goosebumps. If there's one thing that we need, that I don't know. Okay, this one now I'm pinning it on you guys. If there's one thing that we need is men. Especially when you had a C-section. And then when you have a baby, I'm talking to men, the men here, Mr. Gobs. You need the man because like my son's sickness really showed me that I needed my son's father to be there.
I feel like in as much as we try to be strong and bored, we need someone.
Yes.
Yeah, we need someone that's like super close to us.
With C-section is very painful. It's painful. Chironda, and then I tell you, it's because even he was there.
Yeah.
But ngadila fie na
Yeah, because I feel like it takes two to tango. So I feel like it's in life you need at least someone close, a bestie, a spouse.
So the other comment says it's been 5 years now and I still break down. Please find a solution to our papata. We don't want to lose you. We love you. Depression is real. It's so hurtful when you try to open up, but none is believing you. You are depressed. You are not even married, no kids. Yes. That's a point I wanted to talk about. First fear. E point. You find that tomorrow and I say, Anna 14 years that I'm depressed. Where am I?
Why are you depressed?
Ure your body. Ure fiance.
But if they're clothing you.
And the some people that are sarcastic. Ure panga mafi. Why would you even say that? I heard somebody telling me what 14 years. Ure your body talk pangira na mafi. That would depress me because you're telling me it's been pangira mafi. How?
True.
So nowadays things have changed because nowadays with the technology, so we see a lot of things. We get peer pressure from peer pressure I'm going to London to have breakfast and come back.
Na passport
passport na basi ya maka kusiku pakabofuka pa chibombo tawakwerapo, So there are a lot of things that depress us, and and sometimes ngaranda I'm depressed. They conclude it with it's ulunkumbwa.
Yeah.
It's not always ulunkumbwa. Sometimes it's you looking for solutions. What can I do? How can I make myself better? How can I make my life better? How can I make things for my family better? Okay, twalanda sana. I'm becoming emotional.
So accept your situation.
This is the part where you say, sorry, my sister.
For that, what works a bundu for that.
Don't be gangster. I'm trying to be emotional.
No, I think if it's like one of the people that, if there's like one of the people that struggle,
I'm the worst. I am the worst.
To make matters worse, once.
You know, Mary, I'm sorry. My friend lost the mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she was crying, she was talking. Me, you know how the sense of humor that we have,
Mm-hmm.
even when these things are serious, we are always joking about it. So there's this friend of mine, Josephine. So now my friend is talking. So I'm like, I'm talking to Josephine, and then when it's so boy, no, but I session, come back and so because then my friend is crying. So in now the mother has died. So now I don't know how to comfort her with I'm sorry, I'm shani. You know why you everything you comfort each other with. You wanna copy your call.
But again, I think the easiest way you can go about certain situations is to, because if both my parents are there, or I've never lost a parent, and I'm encourage. So I think the moment why you felt okay, his situation I can't relate. Come on, I feel monta to now ishba. If you could if you in a tete instead of it.
That's harsh.
No, as in, okay, I don't know how you can put it in a simpler or a night.
I understand you, but now
in
this
Wamura
situation,
Shakti, in a Mandi, dating before the Ufwa. I want your probably. So, man, Kosafi.
no, in this situation in Shakwata. So and then she turned. She was like, "So boy, I'm trying to compose myself because I felt like laughing, seeing my friend in that situation.
Hey, who did they watch that related to phone with?
I'm not happy. I was so sad because
Not that you're happy that's happened. So
yes, I wasn't happy.
Community, I have no issue.
But I welcomed her. I was like, welcome to the community. I've been in this game for a long time. But
so the man on you once a week. Yeah, pro.
Yeah, I'm a pro in this.
In fact, triple max. Pro max.
Yeah. Nkapangana documentary. Apa stage in Africa, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah. So guys, remember, you have people around you that loves you. You have friends that care about you. The solution is not really alcohol. The solution is not prostitution. I'm not a saint. You
are not a shop. Don't sell.
Stop selling.
Tauri shop.
Doom bantu. Baska bachinja neshina. Nimbimalana shako kushta doom. Doom is not a solution. Because when you do that, you hate people that remain behind. And sometimes
have you ever had anyone close to you that has committed suicide before?
Not really close, but a relative that committed suicide.
It must be tragic, eh?
Okay, it's
unless if you're okay,
painful,
unless if you're like close to them.
For me, we are not close, so
okay.
I can't say it was really.
It's go, but you ever had someone that's like close to you that has committed suicide before?
No.
Lewis, you have? How was the experience? It was bad. But like how have you cooped up, or how are you cooping up now?
Because you're close to us.
Oh, but apparently you've healed. Now you still feel. Exactly. So that's the point that I wanted to get. People that commit suicide are selfish.
Yes, you're very selfish people. Oh, they're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay, wherever you are, you're selfish.
Stream selfish. Because one thing that they overlook is the people that they're leaving behind. Because the impact comes in because it's something that you never heal from. You become guilty. You're asking yourself, okay, maybe like we could have known what they were going through and all that. So that's where the sharing and reaching out comes in. Whatever situation that you're going through, because I know that person they plan
Ule plan nchi.
ukuya kwa therapy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yo.
Okay, so guys, as you've heard, so if you have anything to share, and you feel like, okay, I can't share with my family.
Familia. Reach out to us.
Yes.
We're here.
Comment.
Yeah.
Inbox me. Na mkwata mapaging. If you want to email. Go on, say Tangled Roots on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram.
Who knows? We can even have you here as a
Yes, you can come, and then we I was about to say we cuddle you. We're not going to cuddle you, but
we give you hugs and kisses. No, just hugs.
Kisses?
Just hugs.
No manga mwaume, kisses. Yeah, so we talk about it. If it makes you feel better, then well and good, because we don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose you. We don't want you to feel like you're left out. Sometimes I would find comfort in people that are online, that you're just connected to this person. And let me be that person. Let me be that person to connect. Let's connect. Like I said, in Daramanshakata, we cannot go out. We'll connect through conversations.
Yeah. We'll drink some water.
Mm-hmm.
We'll drink some water.
So remember, subscribe to our channel, please,
Yep.
so that we keep talking about these things. We keep educating each other, not from kuskuru point of view, but from kukomboni point of view. And according to the things that we've been through, the experience we've had, and yeah, we need you guys. We need you. Anything else?
So my last words are: remember, there's no shame in asking. Yeah. Reach out. In fact, when you reach out, you show your strength. Yeah. It's not being weak to reach out. So reach out.
You sound like Father Christmas.
In a motivational speaker. So yeah. So reach out, guys, and please support us. This is the platform for you, for us, for everyone. So thank you for making it this far, and we hope to see you in the next episode.
Yep. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Tangled Roots. Leave a comment if you want to contribute on the things that we've talked about, we've spoken about, the discussions we've had. Please feel free to comment, because this topic, mental issues, mental health, it's broad, it's big. And we keep talking about this, like every now and then, we keep talking about this.
It's before I forget, it's Men's Mental Health Month, June.
Oh,
yes,
really?
Yes. So
then we need to be talking about this.
Yeah. So reach out to your men, your man, your boys, and just check on them mental-wise. And yeah, let's spread the love.
Yes, we need to. So since it's mental health for men, this month, I think we need to talk more about men, because men suffer more.
Traptamfingi, guys.
Yeah, guys. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for watching this far. Please subscribe. Bye.
Peace out.
Yo, we.